David, reaction from the weekend, a point earned, a good point earned in difficult circumstances. I imagine that you're fairly pleased.
I'm fairly pleased with the 2 away games, 4 points. I think that you've got to reflect on that. It was a horrible game, if you like. I won't say it was a good game. Felt we were the only side that were going to win it, and the mistake that obviously it would have cost us. But our perseverance and the character that we showed, we kept going. And delighted to get the point in the end, of course, because I won't say we had a lot of chances, but we had the fair share of the possession. But certainly defensively we did okay. We wasn't tested as much as I would, they would have liked probably. But in the end, come away with a point, and 4 points from 2 away games is always a good return, isn't it?
Let's leave the technical performance aside for 1 minute and look at the character shown to keep going until that 90th minute. Yes, it was Gary Silk who got the goal, but still to be in that position and grab that point when maybe other sides might have said it's not our day. Let's get on the bus and go home. Yeah,
definitely. I think that you've got to take that, and that's the type of character we've got in the dressing room. The boys have, or when they've had blips or games that haven't gone our way, and certainly performances that haven't gone our way, they haven't thrown the towel in. And that's what you want from your players, the character there and the commitment. And they kept going right to the very end, and things could have gone better for us, certainly with a couple of decisions that could have gone. So we've seen it on the video, and where we've been punished for minor and certainly discretional things. Certainly another day, I think, if we'd have been at Field Mill, we might have got a couple of penalties on Saturday, but we wasn't, and it happens. That's part of football, isn't it? It makes the talking points, aren't they?
Post-match, you were, shall we say, a little bit controversial by labelling the officials as incompetent. No, strong words to use, aren't they, David?
It wasn't harsh at all. I think if you look at the game, and you know the game, you've been in the game long enough, you always reflect on things because you care about your club, you care about your side. So you're allowed to make comments, and that's what you're here for. And if you feel sometimes your club's being done harsh, don't kick them down, stick up for your club. And most managers would do the same.
Do you feel you've been on the rough end of decisions, especially in 2010 so far? The referees haven't been on your side, have they?
I'm not interested in that. It's irrelevant, really. You take each game on its merit, and we've had some go for us, some go against us. It's football. So you always want them to go for you, but say Saturday they didn't, and straight after a game you are always going to be reflective, and even more so when you've watched it on the DVD. And there are decisions that could have gone for us, but they didn't. So no qualms about it. But you ask me questions after a game, I'm going to comment.
Another post-match comment that you made was that you felt you lacked a little bit of quality in the final third. Your strikers lacked a little bit of quality on Saturday. Was that just simple rustiness from having the week off from obviously the council game?
I think the game before at Tamworth we were decisive and certainly influential in their box. We had just as many opportunities on Saturday in their box. They defended well. They defended in numbers, great numbers, and I think that you asked me to comment before. How's your preparation been? We'd only been able to do 1 day on the training ground as what we'd like to have done. We kept the boys sharp, of course, in the gym. But I felt that little bit of rustiness showed. We can't make any excuses about that. There was a little bit of rustiness in front of goal and supporting areas. So yeah, we can build on that, and I think it done the boys the world of good to get the 90 minutes out of their system really. And they were in yesterday to have a cool down and prepare right for the Luton game. And it's nice to see the sun shining today.
I was going to say there aren't going to be many opportunities hopefully for you to become rusty again. 14 games now until the end of the year. Are you happy with the fixture list at the minute?
We've got to deal with the situation. I'm not, if you ask me if I'm happy, am I happy about certain situations, then no. But we've got to deal with that. I don't feel that the fixtures have fallen kindly for us. But we've got to get on with it.
The majority of those games are at home. Is that making you a little bit happy, or?
No, I'm always happy they're at home. It saves going down to Hayes and Yedding, doesn't it? And leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning. But no, we're in the conference. You have to understand that, and you have to go to these places, and they're trips that we'd all want to avoid. We'd like to go to the clubs that are more glamorous, but you have to get on with it and deal with that. But we're at home for 9 of those games, and hopefully we can get the results that we know on our day at home we can.
Now we're all trying to find a league table that tells the true story of the league at the minute. At the minute, there's only 3 points between 8th and 4th at the minute. That must be pleasing from your point of view, that Mansfield are very much in that mix, and come Tuesday night, the big 3 points would send them further up that table.
I think sometimes we don't reflect on it, and outside the club, people do. But I feel that we're in a tremendous position if the league table stays as it is. We've worked very hard. We've put a lot of effort in and commitment, and we've shown good character. But as I say, at the moment we're in there and we're fighting for the cause. That's all we can do, and we take every game. I'm not really looking at other people's results, to be honest. I think it's important that we try to look after ourselves and manage our own club and deal with each situation that rises.
A last question about the weekend, just in terms of injuries and looking at that. Anything to report from the weekend? Anyone who may be looking doubtful for Tuesday?
Well, Andy Burgess is not eligible, but he's gone down with sickness, so he won't be on the park tomorrow night. For all those people that think Andy can play, he can't play. And other than that, no, we had a few minor knocks, but we're generally okay. We're on the training ground this morning, and obviously, hopefully, get a bit of a spring in our step, long weekend, and get that out of us and prepare correctly for tomorrow.
Ollie Hotchkiss in contention?
No, Ollie's not going to be in contention. He's still feeling the effects of his ankle. We've done some light training, but he's nowhere near where we'd like him to be.
And Gareth Holmes, is he recovering steadily from his virus?
Gareth's all right. He's in today. He's had a sickness, as I say, but he feels much better. So it's nice to see the young man.
Are you a manager of the philosophy that he who dares wins? Is that the sort of maybe mental attitude that you need at this time of the year to get yourself 3 points, even if you are playing at home?
Well, you can do that, but sometimes you're foolish to do that, and I've been like that in life. Like as a player, you've got to step up to the mark and stand up and be counted, and I don't mind doing that any day. I'd certainly do that for my football club and my players, and for the chairman and for the supporters here. But we've got to be calculated as well. We've got to use our brains, and there's no good going gung-ho against a very good team that can counter-attack you, and with pace and quality. And there's underestimating, Luton players have got that quality there, so it'd be foolish to do that. But one thing we must do is defend correctly. I've not been totally happy with the way we're defended as a unit, and I won't say that. My back four have been quite under pressure. I don't think we've given them enough help from the front, and that doesn't mean just the centre forwards, but I mean wide areas. We can certainly do more at stopping crosses, and I feel that at times this season, and I mean this season, we haven't defended as a unit as much as I would like. We work very, very hard on that, and we can certainly be better.
How important is the first goal on Tuesday? Every game the first goal is important, but Mansfield have made a habit of conceding early and shall we say making life hard for yourself.
Well, you say it's a habit. It doesn't happen every week. But yeah, the first goal in this league is very important. I think Wimbledon have never recovered, whereas I think if you know your records is that we have quite a number of times. So that's a good point. That shows character and strength in mind, and not you talk about going gung ho. If you go 1-0 down, do you still go gung ho? You have to be calculated and manage the minutes, and we've tried to do that. And there's been a number of games, certain recent games, where we've taken a goal and then gone on to win the game even further. So we can take, you can take a lot of pride in the way you go, and it shows the personality of the players.
A defeat for Luton at the weekend, a positive result for yourselves. Is it advantage Mansfield going into this game? No,
certainly not advantage Mansfield. We're at home, which is an advantage, but they're a good side, and I feel that going to Crawley and getting beat there, that's not, a lot of teams go to Crawley and get beat. Steve has his teams organised like we do, and I think that you've got to give Crawley credit for that. I'm sure Richard Money won't be over the moon that he got beat, but Crawley are a good side. They're a tough place to go and win, and only teams that go down there will, you have to stand up and be counted against them teams.
It's sunny out there in a minute. It's looking very positive that we're actually going to get a game here tomorrow. The Mansfield fans have had to wait a long time to see their side back at Field and Mill. A message for them, what would you like to see from the 3,000 odd that will pack in here tomorrow night?
Well, even on Saturday there was, I don't know how many went down to Hayes and Yedin, and they still supported the team, and we're grateful for that. So whoever turns up tomorrow night, all I ask is for is that commitment to the players and get behind the players as they have done every game. And we hope that once the players step over that line, that they can do them justice and give them something to cheer on. That would be nice, wouldn't it, as well? So the players have got responsibility, and that will be echoed in the dressing room, and hopefully once we go out there they won't show them the nerves perhaps that they did against in front of the big crowd here, and go out there and perform as well as we know they can.
You know.
Pleasure.